I think fair to say Saturday was the most active we've seen the pass rush this year. What do you feel like has kind of helped you guys unlock that and get to the quarterback?
Pass rush. I mean, biggest thing for us is stopping the run first, obviously. So we're focusing on that a lot. But I think the biggest thing is just persistence, staying active all the time. That's one of our main things is to affect the quarterback. So as long as we can affect the quarterback in whatever ways, as long as we're closing that pocket so he can't just sit back there relaxed all day, it's really big for us. But I think the biggest thing, like I said, is persistence, just staying persistent at it and every single day working on the run stopping, but then working on pass rush. As long as we stay persistent and continue doing what we're doing, we can affect the quarterback every single game.
Notice the last couple of games especially, Coach Schmenning is drawing up a lot of different blitzes. You know, sometimes you guys are dropping into coverage as edges. You got safeties coming in. How much do you think that has helped get to the quarterback when the offensive line maybe has to prepare for, I think it was 9 different blitz schemes on Saturday?
Oh, it's huge because when I first came in here, it was very known that everyone's going to be blitzing. So everyone's going to be rushing at some point. So it's definitely hard for other teams to pick that up because someone might be walked up, but they could be dropping out of there. We're walked up. We could be dropping out of there. So definitely O-lines have to pick that up. And I know it's not easy to sit there, see 3 guys off the edge and like, oh, who's coming, who's dropping, you know, so.
Coach Dickert's talked a few times about Malachi Rice and his development and how good he's looked in some of the scout bowls and the practices. Just what have you seen from him personally?
Huge growth for sure. And when you're a freshman, it's definitely hard. You're coming in. You think you're really, really good until you get here, and it's like, well, I got a lot of work to do, but that's a guy who continues to put in work, continues to show up every single day, and has gotten so much better since the first day. And even for me, when I first got here, it was super hard. So I guarantee for a freshman coming in to a program like this, it's got to be super hard for him as well. But yeah, he's made a lot of progress. All of our freshmen, they come every single day. They have a good mindset. They put in work on the scout team, and I mean, I know our offense values them as well. So he's just getting better. Like I said, every single one of them are just continuing to get better every single day.
Were you lined up a little wider on Saturday, or am I going crazy?
Depends on the scheme. I definitely think we have different schemes every single week, and we knew that they were a little bit more pass heavy, so we definitely were working on our width. But we try and keep teams guessing every single week. So I don't know exactly what I'll be this week, but if I'm tighter, then that's just where I'm aligned for that week.
Yeah, Coach Dicker's talked a lot about trying to use more of you guys' speed on the edges. Like, how do you feel like you guys were kind of able to do that against Hawaii?
Yeah, it's definitely so. It's just within the scheme, within the call. If you have a job and your job is getting on the outside and setting the edge, and that's your job. If you need to get upfield and allow the B gap to get open, that's your job. So it's whatever's in the framework of your job, we definitely want to continue to do that, continue to work on what is our job. And there's like 3 steps to your job, and you get set, you see the alignment, you see the assignment, and then you go out there and you do your job. So that's the biggest thing is focusing on the edge specifically is if your job is to get upfield, set that edge, then you got to do your job. So.
You guys had 3 more takeaways, not one. You guys now have, I want to say 14, which is 6 in the country.
Yeah.
How much of that is like intentional, and like when you guys do get those takeaways, like what does it do, for the rest of the game?
It's huge. If you watch the film, it's like in-game things that we notice, and then we capitalize on that stuff. So it's a big testament to our coaches and our players to be able to see what's going on in the game and then making that adjustment within the game and then making those turnovers. And it's just awesome to see because you see, hey, like right here, he missed it this time, but next time he got that opportunity, he took it. And we end up getting turnovers from it. We end up getting takeaways, and it creates energy as well when we get those takeaways. I know Parker McKenna, when he's coming free down the middle, gets a strip sack, and we jump on it. That creates a lot of momentum. It creates a lot of energy for us, and it's definitely huge for us.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself, whether it's football-wise or just personally, just spending these several months on the Palouse?
Man, a lot of stuff. I mean, I think toughness is the biggest thing. I mean, we've been in a few tough games. I mean, kind of come out and finish in the fourth quarter, and I think that's just testament to everybody on the team is we have to be tough. I don't think there's a game we're going to step into this year where it's going to be easy, So I think that's a big thing I learned about myself, but also about the whole team is everyone works super hard and we're super tough. And we want the fourth quarter battles, and that's the biggest thing is if we get them in the fourth quarter, we want to have that battle, and we expect to be more tough than them in the fourth quarter.
Angel seemed to have a really good game on Saturday. Just what did you see from him, playing, on the same line as him?
Who'd you say?
Ansel.
Ansel? Okay. Yes. Ansel is a dog. That guy, both of our DCs, they are a dog. So those guys, but it's not just game day. They don't just show up on game day. It's through practice, and these guys are throwing guys around during practice, and it's a spectacle to see because you're like, holy smokes, these guys are they lift 600 pounds in there, making it look easy. I mean, those guys are just insane human beings. But yeah, to be lined up next to him, to trust him to do his job, and to work with him, and just work together is the funnest thing, because you know that guy's on your team, he's on your side. You can look at him, next to him, and trust him, and that's just the funnest thing, is to have somebody next to you that you can look at and trust.
As Coach Dickert said in your post game, this win came for prize. You're bowl eligible now. What does that mean to you to be able to play in December?
It's huge. We get a few more weeks to be a team, and that's the biggest thing. Is you don't take these days, these weeks, these months lightly, and to get more opportunities to be together as one and to be a team is just it's definitely a blessing, and that's the biggest thing for me. And first bowl game, so I mean I'm excited about that, but I think we're taking it 1 week at a time, 1-0. That's our main focus right now. But like I said, to be together as a team more and to have those opportunities is just a huge blessing.
This might be a bit random, but in the rewind video they showed, you guys did something called the Nickel Boat Challenge on your Friday meeting. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? What was that experience like?
Yeah, that's it was definitely interesting, but it shows teamwork. It when you get there, everyone has their own ideas. Everyone wants to be like, hey, I think this can work. I think this can work, and everyone wants to do their own thing. But when you get there and you understand that it requires teamwork and it requires leaders to step up and be like, hey, let's have a plan and what we're doing, and then you go there and you create something that you think is going to work. And a lot of guys didn't work, but a lot of guys did work. And like I said, I think it's just teamwork and be able to work with the people around you. And it wasn't like position groups we were working with. It was split, very random. So you're with a lot of different position groups, and you had to learn to work with each other. So it was cool for sure.